coming to think of it, imagine how far things will be if this pandemic hadn't happened.
I think COVID has brought out the worst in some of us.
I've had friends who have gotten the virus, and they almost died.
I have a friend who tested positive for COVID, and this was after he had buried his cousin, and his cousin had died of the disease. He was unfortunate to have been the one rushing the cousin to hospital when things got out of hand, so he watched his cousin, someone who was close to him, pass on. And after that, he had to go into isolation. And in isolation, his father also tested positive.
Seeing people getting sick, others losing their houses because they're unable to raise rent, some people losing their jobs, some people losing their loved ones. It's really quite sad.
I remember as he was telling me this, I got so emotional about it. I couldn't believe that the family was having to go through this.
I keep praying every day that this thing will just be over, or rather we'll get a cure or something to just manage the whole pandemic, because it's quite sad.
And during that time, another thing that happened was his neighbors at one time called the cops on them, and the OCS had to get involved. Ministry of Health officials had to come to ease the tension that was around there.
Of course, there are people who have gained a lot, or rather their blessings came through this pandemic, but we cannot ignore the fact that people are really suffering. People are dying. People, like that time, I had a friend who was sick, and I was in contact with her a few days before. I was really scared. Thankfully, it turned out negative, but you can imagine the mental torture.
The neighbor who made the phone call said these people have tested positive and they are roaming around. And at that time, he was just getting into the car to go get a test done. So out of the panic of this one person, out of their insensitivity, out of ignorance, out of not confirming facts before making that very, very alarming call, all this messiness had to happen to him. He has since recovered and he's okay. But I remember one of the comments that he made during that time was how you're one of the few people who's reaching out, who wants to know how I'm doing, who's actually keeping contact.
It's really not funny. My heart goes out to all those people who have lost so much, or even so little. Even our mental state, it's really affected. You just wake up every day worried about tomorrow, worried about what is going to happen. Are you going to get the disease? Are you going to die? Are you going to lose your job? Are you going to lose your home? Are you going to lose a loved one? A lot is happening, and we are really, basically everyone is affected in one way or another, and it's quite sad.
And my appeal would be, people who have tested positive are not different from us. It's only unfortunate that they tested positive. It could have easily been you.
Work on your mental health, and try your best to keep it positive, because at the end of the day, honestly, peace of mind is all that matters. Peace of mind and good health.
So be a little more kind to them. Be a friend even when someone tests positive.
My heart goes out to everyone who's been affected in one way or another, and let's keep it positive and let's keep praying.
Luckily, now he's out of danger and he has recovered.